All right. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutation, hopeful lake out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And what we're going to get into today, all right, as we can see and you watch, what's going on and what we're seeing, with the new boogeyman is looking like he's, trying to go into, another global lockdown. All right. So we're just watching how this devil move, and we understand that he, all right, is seeing things. He's feeling the energy, all right, of people repenting, you know, Cherry sighting there. He probably seeing, all type of crazy, Cherry activity that nobody else is seeing, man. So this man is pretty much scrambling, to throw together, his agenda, for his new world order, and within that, all right, we're just keeping up with the steps. Now I got a few articles, I got a few videos because prophecy, is on the daily build up. Even when it seems as if nothing happening, there's always something, in motion that's geared towards prophecy. Now, I want to get before we get into the article. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell. All right. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And see, Esau Edom, like I say, he's full of aware, of the conversation that's going on in the earth. All right, this man is exposed, as the elder apostle Kabar, has been pretty much pushing, the energy of how this man is being exposed. All right, and pushing brothers to expose this man more and more. Now he doesn't have the luxury of moving in secrecy anymore. All right, so now he is more pressure on him to set up, this new world order. All right, before it's too much resistance. So we're finna witness this man, pretty much scramble to throw together this new world order. Now I got I want to start off here, because now this Jake, all right, he's carnal, he through, but the headline of the thing is that um as you can see, let me go to it. All right, and it says just in, President Biden is restricting travel from South Africa and 7 other countries, all right, starting Monday. You see, and we know this is how the first lockdown began. All right, Israel, they stopped all, flights coming into Israel, and you will see different things happen in Europe, and then what? Things will start happening in America, man. So as we look out through the earth, we're seeing the same things, that led up to that last, lockdown, which I believe this lockdown is gonna be much more severe. It's gonna be all right, much more extended, and I think with stricter restrictions, man. Just speaking in the spirit. So, we here, man. That's why we always push, faith. We always push, staying in tight, and pretty much having a mindset looking past this place and ready to lose, man. So I'm gonna play this, and Jake think they got a way carnally to get out of this, man. This shows you how far gone Jake is, man. I'm gonna play it.
So listen, they back at it again, right? with a new strand of the coronavirus going around. Lord forbid it doesn't spread and get too crazy and out of hand. But if it does, and we go back in just for security measures to prevent the amount of deaths that we had last time, if we go back on a shutdown, are you prepared? Right? Do you think Biden's going to give us the money that Trump gave us? Are you going to be in a good position to take care of yourself? A lot of people struggled in the last pandemic because they wasn't able to make money online, they wasn't able to make money at home, and they didn't have proper skill sets in place. And they waited till the shit hit the fan before they reacted. I told you guys, get your umbrella out because a storm is coming. Don't matter if it's going to be another pandemic, another spread of a virus, or with the different markets crashing. Whatever it is, something's coming. Are you prepared? Join Recession Proof. It's 50% off for Black Friday, y'all, and you get a Circle of CEO conference ticket. Let's go.
Through. All right. And it shows you that Jake, has faith in carnal things, but the overtone of that whole lesson was, that video was to show that, look, they're talking about restricting flights from certain countries, man. All right, they're stopping movement. They start slowly. They start stopping movement here and there, and this moving over here, and they kind of pretty much get everybody, idle, and then they start locking down, man. So we're seeing the same pattern now. Just to cut that madness of the Jake was talking about, because now we're it will be, we're wise, we're not over righteous. You got a little extra money, you can get a few extra things, do that. All right. But what's to come is gonna be is gonna be something that, just because you got an online business doesn't mean that you're gonna weather, all right, the storm or the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. See, Jake is not looking at the judgment, all right, of Yahweh Shema Shai. You see, Jake is trying to, think like an Edomite and have a plan for every, scenario that they can think of that can go wrong. No, the Most High is finna destroy this place. He's finna plague this place, man. He's finna showcase power in this place, man. All right. Now, when you go to Proverbs 10:2, it says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. You see? So the best way to prepare is obedience right now. Obedience to Yahweh Shema Shai right now. That's the best way to prepare. All right? Because it's going to be so many things going on. There's no possibly way that anyone on earth can carnally prepare for what's about to happen. Now, if you, like I say, if you got weaponry to protect your house, or extra food, or those things, cool, man. But we understand that it's gonna come a time where that's not gonna mean anything. All right. When the Most High starts opening up on this place, man. You see? Now this is Proverbs 10:3 says, the Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish. Yeah, the soul of the righteous. So it doesn't matter, all right, about how you prepare. That's going to determine, if you make it through this thing. You can have storehouses full of foods, man. You can have all the beans and noodles and, crackers you want, man. But the Most High wants you to starve with famine, you're going to starve with a famine, man. And Jake don't understand it. See, Jake has no clue what's going on spiritual. All right. It says, but he casts away the substance of the wicked. All right. Let's get to the next chapter. This is Proverbs 11:4, and it's gonna reiterate the same thing. And it says, riches profit nothing in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death. You see? So online business, if you got one, and you able to still make moves while things are shut down, hey, that's a beautiful thing. But is that gonna is you gonna ride? Are we gonna be able to ride an online business to the cherries? No, man. This thing is gonna shut down in a way that Jake doesn't understand, man. You see, Jake doesn't understand. All right, what they're dealing with, who they're dealing with, man. All right, this is Satan, man. It's gonna go way farther than the damn internet business, man. You know what this man plans on doing. Now, let's get that word. Um, yep. All right. When you go into riches in Hebrew, it's Hawan. All right, which means wealth. All right, riches or substance. You see that? It's gonna profit nothing. You know. And it says, but righteousness delivered from death, and it keeps reiterating, about righteousness, man. You know? So we're spiritually preparing. We get physical things. Yeah, we all right. We get physical things. We understand the times we in, and we, you know, get a few extra this, a few extra that. But ultimately, it's gonna take the Most High guiding us through this time and having favor on us, man. Now, when you get Hosea chapter 10, all right, this is the book of Hosea chapter 10, verse 12. It says, "Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, till he come and rain righteousness upon you." See, we're sowing to ourselves in what? In righteousness, through obedience, man. The Most High requires obedience. You see, and the standard what is being made known throughout the earth. The Lord has put his spirit, on men to what? Teach the instructions of righteousness, man. Putting our people in the right mindset, you know, teaching our people what? About faith. Getting the understanding of the mindset of Yahweh Bashem Shai, his intentions in the earth. You see? That's how we sow to ourselves in righteousness. And then it says reap in mercy, because we're coming in a time where when these things starting to lock down, it's going to be all about whom the Lord is having mercy on, man. That's the only thing that's finna matter in the earth is whom Yahweh Bashim Shai, all right, chooses to have mercy on, man. All right. So let's go from there. Because see, he's prepping the propaganda. Now I want to get one more real quick. I'm just let y'all listen to the propaganda that's being pushed.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Paula.
Now it seems
Dr. Adalja, let me begin with you. Does this ever end?
No, if we are looking for a time when there is no COVID risk, because this is an efficiently spreading respiratory virus. It's established itself in the human population. It is going to become endemic. It is not something that can be contained. The goal is just to tame it, to make it more like other respiratory viruses, but we're always going to have COVID around, hopefully in a much less threatening manner as we get more people immunized.
And
You're always going to have COVID around, man. All right, the crown. You see? So, what's the point of juicing up? And see, these things are being said and no one stops and scratches their head and be like, well, this doesn't make sense. So would there ever be a normalcy again if this, if you just listen to Esau talk, he's telling you, all right, how he's moving, man. They're telling you how they moving, man. You know?
And doctor, wouldn't you think from our past experience that we're fooling ourselves if we think that Omicron is not already in the United States?
Yes, I do think that Omicron is likely in the United States. We know that that case in Belgium did not have any contact with anybody from the southern African nations where we've seen it. So that tells you that it is spreading in other parts of the world. We don't sequence every case, and usually it's just a sampling that we see. So it's likely something that is here at a low level. Delta still continues to be the predominant variant, but I would not be surprised at all to see that Omicron is already here and possibly spreading in small clusters.
And I promise I'll get to Lily in 1 second, but one more follow-up for you. It can get here by having been brought here or through a natural progression and outbreak of its own, right?
Likely this is something that evolved probably in one of those South African countries just because the prevalence.
Now, listen to how this guy finna explain this, man. You know, in a minute. He's coming up, and listen to how this man is about to explain this, man. You know?
Prevalence is so high, but it's not something that is easy for the virus to do. If you look at the mutations and you look at where it fits kind of on the family tree of COVID-19 viruses, this is something that descends from something probably in mid-2020 that might have been in an immunosuppressed population that was spreading, or in a person, and then developed all those mutations and then jumped back into into other humans and spread. So I don't think this is something.
My boy said the thing was the thing started mutating. All right, just chilling, you know, on Earth chilling, just mutating, and then just jump back into humans, man. Man, this man, hey, this is goddamn. The Earth is a big Saturday Night Live skit, man. You know, I'm gonna let y'all hear him say that again, man. You know, I might didn't catch it, man.
Likely this is something that evolved probably in one of those South African countries just because the prevalence is so high. But it's not something that is easy for the virus to do. If you look at the mutations and you look at where it fits kind of on the family tree of COVID-19 viruses, this is something that descends from something probably in mid-2020 that might have been in an immunosuppressed population that was spreading, or in a person, and then developed all those mutations and then jumped back into into other humans and spread. So I don't think this is something that occurs spontaneously in other parts of the country. I think other parts of the world. I think this is something that specifically happened where it happened, and is an uncommon type of mutations that occur, but is something that will spread if it actually is more transmissible, as what the suggestion is from South Africa.
Lily Caprani, something tells me you are the least surprised of this new development. Am I right?
Well, this is what viruses do if they're allowed to keep circulating. They mutate and they form new variants. We've seen that happening throughout the last year. We've been warning and warning and warning that nobody gets out of this until we get everyone protected around the world. And sadly...
She said, till we get everyone protected around the world. All right? Until they get everyone protected around the world. So they throwing little hints, you know, that they can go into another global lockdown, man. You know? And I ain't gonna play, you know, too much of it because, you know, they use a lot of, all right, sensitive language, you know. But you know what they're speaking of when they talk about their protection, man. Now, yeah, this nigga here is crazy, man. All right, so let's go from there. Get a few precepts. Just real quick. This is 2nd Ezra 15:17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You see, they finna stop. You know, it's seeming, you know, the way they're going and the propaganda that they're pushing, as if, you know, in order to stop, you know, the spread, you know, of this new mixtape. All right. The new mixtape, in order to stop the spread of it, they're going to have to stop, you know, movement. You see? So we can see movement, you know, get more and more restricted, you know, in the times to come. You know, once they start putting, you know, like you say, travel restrictions, you know, think South Africa, you know, and 7 other countries, you know, as of, I guess, this Monday coming up is going to be put on. And, you know, by then, they'll tell them what's going to happen, man. You know, but we in these times, man. Now, I got another one from my guy Carl, man. You know,
Hey there, if you have a power meter like this on the side of your house, you can erase your energy bill, never pay it again, at no cost to you.
This
Now, this is what these men are, this is what's going inside you, man. This man is doing a global experiment, man. All right? But this man is to the point now, where he's ready to get to the next phase, man. This man is ready to get to the next phase, but this is going to go into a quick clip of Elon Musk, and he's going to show you, all right, how proud these devils have gotten, with their technology and certain things that they're able to do, man. This man is trying to imitate the Most High in the earth, man.
is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I know sometimes people get mad if I title something very important video, but when people see that, they'll tend to click and watch, and that is kind of the point of putting all this time and effort into the videos. I won't tell you that a video about Madonna or some music video is the most important video, or a very important video, or even an urgent video. But this is something that I'm trying very hard to do, which is educate people about what is going on. And I know that it's very hard for some people to understand and grasp. That's why I've been taking clips, piecing it together, and trying to simplify this as much as possible. So, that being said, this is another episode of A Call for a Science Guy. Now, we live amongst these people like Elon Musk. These people who think they're here to play God, who have endless amounts of money and resources, who do things and create things that they claim are for the betterment of humanity, but are really a detriment to the world. These are the people that should be, and would be, many years ago, locked up. But in the name of science and technology and all these words that they use to make them seem like they're smarter than they are, when in reality, the real term that should be used is sick. Because they're not smart, these people are sick. And what they're trying to do is pretty much what you're about to hear in a multiple clips. Stop the aging process. The ability of RNA to transform somebody into anything, as Elon will tell us right here, including a butterfly.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. Although you can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with enough, with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
Now,
there you have it, man. That's the pride of these devils, man. They really think that they're going to be able to tap into immortality through their technology, man. Let me find that real quick. And these people, have, no, I think it's, and these people have been able to amass so much wealth and riches and resources, and tap into, all right, the left hand side, and they've been able to do these things, but see, they're limited. All right, Esau is very limited within his rulership, and what he's trying to do is go beyond, all right, his limitations, man. You see, he's at the wall. He's about to hit the wall of his rulership, but he's trying to, knock the wall down and keep building. But that wall is prophecy, man, and he's not going to be able to overcome what's written, man. When his time is up, it's going to be up, man. All right. Now this is Psalm 52 and 7. It says, "Lo, this is the man that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthening himself in his wickedness." Yeah, man, this man doesn't trust. This man doesn't look at the Most High as the end all be all. As we look at Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, All right, there's nothing above him. There's no knowledge outside of him. There's, nothing that we can add or take away from what he already has created and made. But this man saying we can upgrade, we can enhance it, we can do this, we can turn a person to a butterfly. This is the man that we're talking about. So why Jake talking about some joining recession proof 50% off Black Friday? No, this man is way beyond that, man, and what he's trying to do. All right? This man trusts in his science and his wickedness and his resources that he's going to be able to prevail, man. All right? And what I say, this man finna go all out on another level. Reading it again, Psalms 52:7. Lo, this is the man, all right? And this man has been identified. Esau, Edom. These self-proclaimed white people walking around the earth today, all right? They're the leaders of these people, these ruling elite banking families, all right? These are the people. This is who the scriptures are directly, are talking to directly, man. It says, "Lo, this is the man that made them, that made not the Most High his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness." This is what this man invests in, is wickedness, man. All the resources and all the money and, all these, colleges and all these things are invested, all right, into wickedness, man. All this energy and time and, he's put all these things into wickedness, man. That's why there's so many wicked inventions in the earth, man. All right. So let's go from there. I want to play a little more. All right. Let me see.
I want you to start thinking. Use your brain here. Most of you are already aware of this, but a lot of you are struggling to wake up people around you, and that's why I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible. People don't listen to these talks when guys like Elon Musk talk about this stuff because they go, that's too technical. I don't know. I got to go to the grocery. I got to go to Best Buy. I got to go I got to go to Nordstrom's. I don't know, whatever. Right? I got to go to the store. I don't know. I got other stuff to do. I got to, tie my shoes. I got to clean the sink. I got to do the dishes. Because they think that they're going to be protected and safe in this world. Meanwhile, the entire purpose of the industrial age was to set up what's about to happen now. Distract people, create the American dream, the illusion of freedom and all this stuff, and them to be able to enhance technology to the point that they have, where they're now ready to roll this out on humanity. The part that people won't grasp is that these people do not care about you whatsoever.
And you see, Edomites are getting to the point where they completely, distrust government. All right, but you had that nigga earlier, say, well, you think in the second lockdown that Biden gonna give you the money that Trump gave you? A pure coon nigga, man. All right, these people don't care about you. Trump didn't give a damn. Obama didn't give a damn. Bill Clinton, all right. Kamala Harris, all right. She was president 18 hours. In 18 hours, she didn't do nothing for you niggas, man. You see? Biden don't care, man. And Jake, you still got the masses of the people still talking about, you got the masses of Israelites that still, think that the government has, people's best interest, man. Simple as hell.
And you heard Elon Musk use trigger terms like anti-aging. You know why they use terms like that? Because they know that that's something that people will be embracing. Oh, I don't have to age. Oh, I can look young. Oh, I can feel young. Oh, I can stop this. Oh, yes. Yes, I want to live forever, even though everyone here is miserable. Nobody really wants to live forever. But you hear people go, I want to live forever too, because the celebrities talk like that. And everybody, yes, the music songs, right? Like, I want to live forever, forever young. No, thank you. No, thanks. I'm good. Take a look around you. You really want to be here forever? But those are trigger terms, right? And that's why we live in an age of Botox, anti-aging, talking about transfusions of the youth, using that red stuff inside of them to make people younger and stop the aging process. These are trigger terms to get people on board with this type of stuff. Now, the next clip I'm going to play is extremely important about, we'll call them micro robots, right? That makes sense to you, right? Because when people hear nanoparticles or they hear graphene and those types of terms, they go, I don't know what you're talking about, right? But you know what a robot is, right? So imagine a mini robot, a tiny one, right? And I'll play you the clip in a minute, but there's a very important thing you need to listen to that's at the end of the clip that I'm going to play now.
Yeah, now listen to this real quick, what he's going to play.
Then I'll play you the clip. So here, listen to what they say about this.
So small that they can be injected through a hypodermic syringe.
Did you get that? Is it starting to make sense?
So small that they can be injected through a hypodermic syringe.
Oh, okay, so they're so small that they... Interesting, right? That's cool, the way that science is headed. Hey, wouldn't you want, like, it's like having, bed bugs inside you, right? Just mini robots. Listen now about this type of technology.
These are the legs of a tiny army of robots. So small, they are dwarfed by a single-celled paramecium. 50 years of development in microelectronics have given us a fantastic array of tiny computer systems. But that is only half the puzzle. A robot also needs to move. And now, researchers have created a brand new type of actuator which can do it, giving the tiny brains some brawn. Up until now, making moving parts at the micron scale has proven tricky. Conventional designs often don't function very well when they're that small, while others work but rely on mechanisms like magnetism which can't be easily integrated into existing electronic systems. But the new design, called a surface electrochemical actuator, can be fabricated using similar processes to those used to produce microchips. That means that tiny legs can be added directly to the devices that control them. To make the legs, a 7 nanometer thick sheet of platinum is coated on one side with an inactive material like graphene. The legs are then patterned using a technique called lithography, and the excess material is removed. In order to work, the legs need to be in water, but the concept is relatively simple. When a current is passed through the platinum, charged water particles are attracted to the uncoated surface. The force of these particles binding to the metal creates stress on one side of the sheet, and that is what makes it bend. By reinforcing sections of the sheet, the bending can be controlled more specifically, and voila, a tiny robot leg. The robots are equipped with 2 minuscule solar cells. By shining a laser on each one, researchers can create the voltage which activates the front or back legs. These new actuators allow the tiny circuit to move, and because they are created using the same well-understood manufacturing processes as semiconductor electronics, their production can be easily scaled, making millions of tiny robots at the same time. Swarms of robots so small that they can be injected through a hypodermic syringe, and collected using a pipette. Now, at the moment, they can't do much, but their compatibility with existing microelectronics makes them versatile. In theory, new actuators based on these designs could be combined with more complex devices to carry out a whole range of more sophisticated tasks. The researchers have pointed to everything from fighting cancer to tackling crop pests.
And like I said...
There you go. And they said these little legs on these bots, on these little micro bots, activating water. Now, what is most of the human body made of? All right. You see this? So while you dumb nigga, all right, letting this man slam dunk in your arm, you don't know what's going in you, man. All right. And he's getting you compatible for something, man. You see? He's making you niggas compatible for something, man. You know, and good riddance. All right, to you, Jakes, man. You see? So, um, let me see what brothers got. I want to get this one. Now, this from the brother Awalam of War, 144K. The Psalms 48, 58 and 2. It says, yeah, in heart you work wickedness, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Yeah, in this man's mind, this is where this man's mind is at. All right, while he has, you know, everyone in the rat race on these damn jobs. All right, this is where his mind is at. This is where he spends his heart. All right, is in wickedness, man. You know, doing wickedness. You see. Now, as we know, as that prophecy of, you know, the propaganda, the lockdowns, the juice, and it's gonna lead to the charagma, while this happening, within this, time, well, you still have, all right, prophecies of war. Now, let's get this real quick. Now, this is what's going on over there in NATO. All right, those hooks, are being put back, all right, in the jaws of them Russians, man. Now, when you go to Yahoo News, it says Russia's military buildup has Ukraine and NATO on edge. It says with roughly 1,000 Russian troops amassed close to the border with Ukraine, warships deployed in the nearby Black Sea, and the Russian tanks screaming down from the north, fears that Russian President Vladimir Putin is posed to launch an invasion continue to grow inside the former Soviet Republic and among NATO allies. On Friday, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky made a startling announcement that he had received information that a coup d'etat will take place in our country. According to Zelensky, it would happen as soon as Wednesday or Thursday of this week. So there's rumors that that those Russians are trying to, pretty much bag a coup, all right, in Ukraine. You see? And what's happening is the Mossad is putting those hooks back in the jaws of Russia, man. Taking them back in that spirit of that dominant USSR. All right? For them to have the spirit to do a coup, that's a very brave move, man, to a nation that's allied with NATO and America, man. All right? So you have this troop build up. You have rumors of a coup. All right? Which, when you go into the scriptures, rumors of war would circulate heavily in these last times, man, because a rumor is just what? A circulating story. And then we're going to show how, those hooks are being put back in the jaws of Gog and Magog, which is Russia. Now, I think it's like Jeremiah. All right, this is Jeremiah 51 and 46. It says, "And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land." A rumor, all right, was a circulating story, shall both come 1 year, and after that, in another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. You see? So we're going to keep hearing these rumors, but these rumors are going to lead to violence. All right? A lot of violence. A lot of a lot of violence, man. To the point where the earth gonna shake, according to the scriptures. Now, we just track these things as they build up, but pretty soon it's gonna jump off. Now, let's get this in Ezekiel, because this always comes out Ezekiel 38. But now we're seeing pretty much how, and this is once again, this is proof on how detailed the prophecies of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah are, man. You know, the details of the prophecy, man. It's, it give you goosebumps like how accurate the prophecies are, And we're going to show. And it says, this is Ezekiel 38:1. It says, and the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Yeah, because the Most High is against all these heathen nations, but he's going to use, particular nation for his purpose. And Russia plays the purpose of bringing down, Babylon, man. And it says, and say, thus said the Lord of power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back. Yeah, so the Most High is saying he's against them, and what he's doing, he's setting up all these Edomite nations for their downfall, because of Russia, America gonna get the worst of World War III from these other nations, but Yahweh Shai is gonna come back and conquer all these nations, man. They remain. You see? So the play at the end of the day, Yahweh Shema Shai has this thing playing perfectly in the earth to usher in Yahweh Shai to establish the throne of David in righteousness, man. This is why we go into these things, man. That's the overtone of everything, man. Yahweh Shai coming back, establishing the throne of David, in righteousness. That's why the house of David is being raised. You see? That's why the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, because prophecy leads to an everlasting righteous kingdom. You see? Now, reading verse 4, and it says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horses, and horsemen. You see that? Now, what we just read about? Because that's talking about military equipment and military personnel and what's going on real time. Now, remember, Russia is Magog. It says with roughly 100,000 Russian troops amassed close to the border with Ukraine, which means they're, making advancements to the border of Ukraine. They're being brought forth. The Most High is putting this energy in the earth to fulfill his will. Warships deployed in the Black Sea, military equipment, and Russian tanks screaming down from the north, more military equipment. Fears that Russian President Vladimir Putin is posed to launch an invasion continue to grow inside the former Soviet republic and among NATO allies. You see? So let's read Ezekiel 38 and 4 again. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, and all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. You see? Now, let's go back to putting hooks, in the jaws of Russia. Now, let's read this real quick and we're going to get another article. It says on Friday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a startling announcement that he had received information that a coup d'etat, which is the overthrow of a government, you will get, a small, pretty much, team of special forces and kind of remove, the current leader and replace it, with a leader according to what? That's going to be pro-Russian. See, right now there's a government set up that's pro-America and pro-NATO in Ukraine. But before World War III starts, Russia wants to set up a pro-Russian government in Ukraine. That way they can have access to invading Europe. You see? So this is where we at, man. These are the moves being made while a nigga is worried about, when the Lakers gonna find their chemistry. You see, these are the moves that Yahweh Bashim Al Shah is making in the earth, man. All right. So going back, because when the scriptures talk about putting hooks in the jaws of Russia, it's pretty much talking about what, taking Russia back to that USSR spirit. Now, I'm gonna go to this and read a little bit of this history. Now this says conflict. Now this is on history.com. All right, it says a divided Europe. It says conflict between the Western nations, including the United States, Great Britain, France, and other countries, and the communist Eastern Bloc, led by the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or USSR, began almost as soon as the guns fell silent at the end of World War II. The USSR oversaw the installation of pro-Soviet governments in many of the areas it had taken from the Nazis during the war. So USSR, all right, they had the energy of expanding. All right, they was bold with their military movements. They was setting up different governments, within Eastern Europe. You see? And it says the U.S. and its Western allies sought ways to prevent further expansion of the communist influence on the European continent. In 1947, the U.S. leaders introduced the Marshall Plan, a diplomatic initiative that provided aid to friendly nations to help them rebuild their war-damaged infrastructures and economics. So America, pretty much started giving gifts, and helping rebuild these war-torn nations, for what, man? So they would favor the American government, in its stance against Russia, man. All right. But Russia was very bold at that time, and we're gonna go into it. Now, this the point, because the USSR got broke up in the 90s. You can go to YouTube, watch a quick 5-10 minute documentary about the USSR, and they kind of go into it and how it broke up, but like the 1990, there's when really, the USSR broke up. They lost a lot of those, Eastern European countries to NATO and Europe and, America. And they were just known as Russia. You just had Russia. All right. Of today, we'll see what's happening. Those hooks being put back into the jaws of Russia. Where they like, we gonna go for ours, man. We gonna make moves, man. All right, the hell with America and Europe. We gonna move how we want to move. You see, because they had kind of beat the bear. They had broke the spirit of the bear. Well, ultimately, the Most High just turned the knob down on Russia, man. But now it's being turned back up, and it says. Now listen to this. Events of the following year prompted Americans to adopt a more militaristic stance toward the Soviets. In February 1948, a coup, sponsored by the Soviet Union, overthrew the democratic government of the Czechoslovakia and brought that nation firmly into the communist camp. So Russia sponsored the coup. Because what happened is Russia would arm, militants within the government, all right, of a country, all right, and those militants would overthrow the government, and then Russia would install a puppet government, and what, it was a communist nation now, and that's what they trying to do to Ukraine now, all right. They did it to Czechoslovakia in 1948, but now they want to do it to Ukraine now. Now they in that spirit where they making bold moves of doing coups, man. You see? Those hooks in them jaws, man. So this is where we at, man. According to prophecy, man, everything is building up at the same time, and I'm gonna end it here. Let's get Isaiah 13 and 17, and it says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes All right, and those Russians against them, we shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Yeah, man. So the Medes is stirred up. All right, get that word. Stir. I wonder if this is here. All right, that's the word stir in the Hebrew, which is our war. All right, and it says to rouse oneself, to awaken, to incite. You see, so it's like that ancient spirit, that dominant spirit that the USSR had. Now Russia's is being awakened. It's being excited. It's being roused up. You know, so. Yeah, I ended there. Pretty much that's the point. Lord will you brothers, all right, and you few sisters were edified, man, because at the end of the day, prophecy leads to our kingdom. We're gonna constantly, Lord will keep up with these things, man. Brothers, you few sisters be, circumspect, be mindful. Enchantments going out heavy. These people are bugged the hell out. Extremely bugged out, man. So just be mindful. We gotta be mindful on how we move, man. So Lord will you brothers and sisters edified. Till next time I say Shalom, Kwam Yashala, a Bible Ball, DTA soon.